All right, y'all. Welcome back. If you come here constantly and if you're new, welcome to the show. This is the Maritime Industry 904. I'm Adrian, and I got a real deal special. Man, I don't even know what to call this, but this is this video is for me. It's something I wanted to do and I want to share with y'all. I'm in Morgan City, Louisiana.
Morgan City, LA.
And I'm here with Mr.
Chris.
Yeah. Mr. Chris is a dope individual that I met, and I mentioned him in one of my videos, so I just felt like it would be proper for y'all to get to meet the man and the myth, the legend, Mr. Chris. And I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna ask him a few questions, and he gonna tell me about his life. So let's get into it.
Let's get it. Let's go.
You are blind.
I'm blind.
Yes, sir. First, let's go back. You're originally from. Give people background where you're originally from.
I'm originally from Patterson, Louisiana, but I'm here in Morgan City, Louisiana since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
And I went to Morgan City Junior High and high school right here. So I'm pretty much, engraved in Morgan City, great old Morgan City.
Great Morgan City.
Love it, yep.
Yeah.
That's where my dad was from.
Okay. All right. So, what is the name of this morning? You informed me a couple days ago. Actually, you informed me that you have a disease. What is the disease that you have that's in your eyes?
It's called retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay. I'm not gonna repeat that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right.
But short, it's RP.
RP?
Yes, sir.
Okay. RP. All right. And then you were diagnosed with this when?
I was diagnosed with this back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went to a regular eye doctor, and he looked into my eyes and he told me that I had a scar on the back of my eye.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it started to get worse and worse until I went to an ophthalmologist. And the ophthalmologist diagnosed me with that disease called retinitis pigmentosa. For short, it's RP.
Gotcha. Now this morning I got me and give y'all the backstory. Me and Mr. Chris, I've been here about a week now, and every other day I catch him when I get up on time and I got time to talk a little shit.
Yeah.
And
I see you, but you don't see me.
I learned that this morning. He was like, I can see him a perv. I was like, this joker here.
Yeah.
So, great dude, great conversation that you have all the time. And I learned a lot this morning. You gave me a lot of insight this morning. So, I want you to kind of go into your background before you were diagnosed, right, with RP. Let me see. Start from, if you don't mind. Start where how you learned to hustle.
So I started hustling back in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The early 90s. Got into some trouble. And of course I got probation, got in some more trouble, and I got convicted in 93, and I went to prison.
Okay.
I did a 7-year sentence. I got out in 96. So in 96, I started getting into some more trouble, of course. And about 98 was when I decided to start changing my life around. But that's when I met, the best thing that ever happened to me, which is my wife.
Love it.
Yeah, and we got married in 2000. So we were together for 2 years.
He popular here, y'all.
Hey, Nikki.
He know it.
So, yeah, this is where I work. I work here at the Clarion. But yeah. So in '98, my wife and I met. In 2000, we got married. You know, I'm just trying to go. You know, give you a little background, a little quick background. I don't want to keep AP all day. But anyway, we got married in 2000. Our first child was born in '99, and then we had another child in 2000. She had 2 kids, you know, upon me meeting her, which is Joshua and Brooke.
Big shout out.
And then we had, and I had a daughter already, which is, her name is Kristen.
Big shout out.
So yeah, shout out to Dee, Lil Chris, Joshua, Brooke, and Kristen. Shout out to the wife, he held me down. So then I got a job in '98 as well. Started working at Walmart. I started off in shipping and receiving, right? So I became the shipping and receiving supervisor. And I worked there for 7 years. And of course I got derailed, you know. And then I got back into the street, right?
Okay.
And from there, I started to do really, really big things, but, you know, it didn't work for me. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to the year 2008 because I got convicted of drugs. I became a drug dealer, and you know I was moving weight. But sad to say, I left my wife and my kids for 20 years. I only did 10, so I discharged in 2016. But during that time, my eyes began to get worse, you know, along the way of me, you know, on the jokes. That's what we call it. We call it josing. So I was josing, and my eyes began to get worse and worse and worse until everything started to disappear. And you know,
so you were in prison when this started?
Actually, I was diagnosed in 26 at the age of 26.
Okay.
I was diagnosed in 96.
96.
Right.
Right. But just started getting. When did it like go like out? Or was it just
2015.
Okay.
2015. It's, you know, right before I was getting ready to discharge was when I really realized, okay, you know, you're losing your eyesight. And of course, I had a mental breakdown.
Okay. All right. So at this time, you were moving weight, and you didn't have good vision.
I did.
So were you state to state, or were you local?
From Houston to Louisiana to New Orleans.
All this while you didn't
Going
have
blind.
you going blind,
Yep.
going through doing all that.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. When you told me that this morning, I was like, good dog. But you gotta have a brain.
Yeah, but I had, you know, some good, loyal people, you know, in my circle.
But rarity.
Yeah, but again, you know, it wasn't the right decision because, you know, I wound up sacrificing a whole lot.
Absolutely.
You know, and I left my family behind, and, you know, thank God that they were still there when I got out. You know? So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
So I discharged in 2016. And then, you know, I didn't look back.
So I wanna go to what was your mindset when you came out in 15 and you were losing your sight? Like what? Because to me, I can't never ever imagine losing my eyesight. key component for me. But for you, I mean, a lot of people give up. Or how was that?
So in 2016, when I discharged, I went to the job. I went to the job that I was working at. Right. So I made work release while I was incarcerated.
Yes.
I worked at this pipe yard called Patterson Tubing. Shout out Patterson Tubing. I worked there for 15 months, but then I wound up injuring myself. I dislocated my shoulder and I broke this clavicle. I got crushed in some pipes.
Oh wow.
So they put me back in the system because that's what happens when you get injured. They put you back in the system. Well,
System as in jail.
yep.
Gotcha.
I only had 11 months left. So I discharged and I went back to work because my supervisor told me, you got a place here, man. When you get out, you got a place right here, So when I got out, I waited about, I don't know, maybe 7 months, and then they hired me back.
Okay.
But of course, I got laid off because of my eyes, and liability purposes.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then, what is it like? Do you use is the proper word for you blind? Because you can see. You told me this morning you can see out of your peripherals.
So it would be called vision impaired.
Vision impaired.
Right. It would be called vision impaired. So the way my vision works is I can't see anything straight ahead.
Gotcha.
So it's like a camera lens. Once the camera lens is destroyed and you drop it and the camera lens cracks or shatter, you can't repair it.
Right.
What you have to do, go buy another.
Right.
Well, with my eyes, unfortunately, they can't be repaired.
Gotcha.
So my retinas is is deteriorating.
I got you. Okay.
So it's a black hole, but it starts to get wider and wider and wider. So from here, I can't see anything until I get to right here, right? But then if I go further back, I lose it again.
Gotcha.
So it's, it gets worse as I go, but, I don't let anything stop me.
Well, okay, so let's pick it up right there. Okay. That's a hell of a, I know for me, in my lifetime, I've had people come up to me and be like, man, you strong, man, you strong. I don't know how you, the one, it used to be a trigger for me, right? But I learned that it's a good saying. They used to be like, oh, you're a better man than me. I don't see how you do that. But that was because, God bless me, I have a strong mental. And man, you was talking, well, you said it this morning when we were talking. Your mental mindset set has to be strong. And that's the first thing I noticed when I saw you. Because the first time, man, you talked, I didn't even know. I was coming through the door. And you were mopping. Every working man, if he mopping the floor, I'm going to ask him, can I walk? Or I won't even bother, right?
Right, you went around.
I went around.
You went around.
Right. But that day I was running late because I was procrastinating. And I said, hey man, can I come through? And he was like, I had just ate. I went around and I had just ate and I had to come back through your way when you were mopping. And I said, man, can I walk through? And you was like, come on, man. And you walked to the door and found the lock. And you were playing with the lock. And I was like, I noticed, but it didn't take you long. I just noticed you was fumbling with it. Mm-hmm. So you opened it, I hit it, right? I gotta get dressed, I'm running a little late.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The second time I saw you, if it wasn't that day, it must have been the next day. I saw you with your cane, and I said, hold on.
Yep, we were up front.
Yep. I said, said, hold on. But not only that, people, not only did that, but he put his cane down and he was moving furniture and wiping behind. That's what got me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were moving. Anybody else?
I was cleaning the glass.
You was cleaning the glass, and you would, and it wasn't like you were just doing like a half-ass job. You moving the shit and getting behind it. And on the boats when I work, that's one of the key things that captains be doing. They'll drop a toothpick behind something and see if you really cleaned it or not. They'll set you up. But in my head, that was the first thing I thought about. Because I had to learn the hard way with that. But here you are, impaired vision, and you moving, you working. Like, you ain't doing no half-ass job. I said,
Right.
man. And that's when me and you start talking. And I was the first thing, man, I don't mean no harm, but goddamn, man, what you... And that was...
Yeah.
So with your mindset, to me, I said all that to say, I peak game at that moment. You have to have a strong mindset to be impaired or blind and really have a job. So how is... Tell the people your mindset. I don't even know how to ask you how your mindset is.
I don't want to be at home. I'm not a lazy man. You know?
Y'all hear that? He's not a lazy man.
Right. I mean, I want to do something. I want to make a difference. You know, and I will tell anybody. Nobody want to hear the old "Poor Me" song. Nobody don't want to hear that. You know. I do a lot of things. I go to concerts. Yeah. I go to football games. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh Lord.
You know, shout out Cowboys.
Oh Lord.
I go to the Cowboys games. I go to.
Good thing your vision impaired, so you won't have to see that little poor ass team.
You know, it's all good. So yeah, I live, and you know, I don't apologize for living. You know, and I would tell anybody that has any type of handicap, you know, I mean, obviously, if you know you're bedridden, I mean, you know, but anybody that has any vision impairment, handicap,
yeah,
don't let that stop you, because you know you wanna live.
Yeah.
You want to live. You deserve to live. You know, and God, you know, you put it in God's hands, and you don't worry about what the eyes, you know, around you may see and say. You don't concern yourself with them. You live. Yeah. You know, now you got a couple of people that may, you know, have their opinion, but the vast majority of people that walk through this hotel comes up to me and they say, man, wow.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
Like, you're very inspiring.
Absolutely.
And that's what I would tell anybody. Live your life. Don't let nothing stop you or stand in your way. You deserve to be happy. Yeah. So wake up every day choosing to be happy. Period.
It's a choice, huh? It's a choice. So,
it's a choice.
So you, we were talking through text messages. We was going over the questions and whatnot. And you know, one question I didn't even think, but once you responded to my text, I said, well, how the hell does he use the phone and read text messages?
Okay, so Siri is Siri. Siri, what time is it?
It's 6:40 p.m.
That's Siri, right?
Okay.
This is voiceover. Right? Now, I could understand it. You can't understand it. But I can understand it. So, right? That's emails. That's my finance folder, right? send us a
got
message.
Yeah, you got.
Now watch this.
Messages. Edit. Button. Conversations. +1 904 775 1891. I'm ready. I'm ready. 6:09 p.m.
We good, I'm ready. That's what you said.
Messages. Message. Text message. Yes. Text field.
Okay.
Text field. Continue. Double tap to start.
Yo, my guy, are you ready? Question mark.
Insert my are you ready?
All right.
Messages. Your text message. Yo, my God, are we still gonna do the interview? Right, 6:09 +190. Vertical small bar.
You know
Text
it.
field. Is edited. You're my guy, are you ready? Send. Button. Send message. Send.
You know what I got you saying?
I just seen it.
You sure did. New message. Yes, sir.
So that's how voiceover works.
Okay.
Everything I touch on this phone, I could hear it and I could navigate, but it consists of a lot of tapping. It might be I might have to tap with one finger or two fingers. Like, okay,
Messages. Talk. Music.
I'm in my music, right?
And
So
you
if I
be
want
jamming.
if I want to play music,
Songs. Button. TV movies. Made for you. Balance. Button. Artists. Button.
all right,
Playlists.
I'm in my playlist,
Playlists.
right?
Library. Apple Music.
Doing R&B. So I'm in the family cookout.
Yeah.
Grown and sexy baby face.
Yeah.
Right? But now if I want to stop it, I have to take two fingers. Stop it. Right? But then if I want to start playing it again, I have to double tap it with two fingers. So sometimes when I have to swipe, see, I got to swipe with three fingers. Swipe up and down. So that's how it works. I could turn my screen curtain off,
Jam
right?
on that heavy D Big Daddy. That's the jam.
Now look, I want you to pay attention to something.
Okay.
Okay. You see what I did?
Yeah.
Now I want you to watch this. Let's follow me, James T. Taylor.
Gotcha.
You can't see it,
Uh-uh.
but I can hear it, right? That's music. Now watch this. Yo, my guy, what's popping? I just texted you again.
Okay. You got it down. You got it down. All right. So, how does a question? It's a good question. How does the disease affect you mentally?
So I had my my mental breakdown in 2015. Like I said, I was just sitting in prison on my rack one day, and I was looking at the wall. The wall has, so my vision works like with color contrast.
Okay.
I have a red shirt on, but I could see that I have a white gaiter. So if the sheets on the bed are white with some black socks, I could see the black socks. I could see the sheets also, but if I have some white socks on that same bed, can't see them. So that's how it worked.
Okay.
So then I just sat on the bed one day and realized that I could no longer see the numbers. My bed, my rack was 57. And as the days went by, it looked like the 57, the number just started to fade away more and more. Or when I would get up in the morning, I could see less and less.
Yeah.
And one evening, I just got up and went walked to the phone, and I called my wife. And we was talking, and and I was like, well, what you doing? just making small talk
Yeah.
until I just broke down.
Yeah.
Well, looked like that's all I needed.
Mm.
And so I called that short-lived.
Mm.
And, from there, it was all gold.
Mm.
I went to school. When I got out, I went to school.
Mm.
I worked a little bit until I got laid off. But then in 2021, I went to the school, shout out Affiliated Blind. That school for the blind,
Yeah.
where I learned how to use my cane. I learned how to read Braille. Of course, they teach you your home, your personal home and management skills, which we raised that way anyway.
Right.
Get your ass up and make your bed up and sweep this room and fold damn clothes and all that good stuff right there.
Who you had playing in the background? Marvin Gaye or the Earth, Wind, Fire?
Somebody, Betty Wright might be playing or somebody playing, but you know how it is.
Absolutely.
And then you have orientation and mobility, which is the hardest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn orientation and mobility is what teaches you how to use your cane. I was trained in Lafayette, so you have to you have to learn how to get across all your busy intersections. You have to learn your parallel, your perpendicular. You have to be listening for the traffic, your far side traffic, your near side traffic.
Wow.
You have to learn, so when you are listening to your traffic, you have to be ready to go with your parallel traffic. So once that light turned green, it's a trick to it though, because your far side traffic may be turning in front of you.
Right.
So you have to be listening for when they're going, right? But then as soon as your parallel traffic go, you have to go. So you have to learn how to get across those busy intersections.
How long did it take you to get
7 months.
7 months?
I graduated in 7 months.
Okay.
Yep, that's the average time.
So you since the day I met you, that's what's so to me. I don't know about other people, but for me, your confidence is like crazy. Like you walk around real confident. So how did you get to that confident state of living with your disease and learning in 7 months and how to maneuver?
I guess because I was once able to see, so I know I have on red and black, right? And I know how red and black look together. So I pick out my own outfits, my own clothes, by the way.
Okay.
So
Okay.
nobody dress me.
Okay.
My wife don't dress me, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's pretty much I use my imagination.
Okay.
How my Air Max might look with a pair of jeans, and a Lacoste t-shirt, So I'm gonna throw on some black jeans with some white, or some Forces or something like that.
Yeah, big old player shit. Big old. Okay.
I mean, well, this is nothing. I mean, it's,
and you clean too, man.
But yeah. So that's pretty much how that works for me.
Right.
Being able to, I was once able to see. So I think about people that wasn't able to see before, that never had vision.
Yeah.
I imagine how they feel. So why should I get up every morning and feel down on myself? At least I had the chance to,
Yeah. And you
see
live.
what the color red look like.
Right. And you live too.
There's no other way.
Yeah, you live. You
There's
did
no
your
other
thing.
way.
You did your thing. I really I appreciate you giving me your time, man. Time is something that it ain't no price tag on it, and you got up early. You was up early before me. And yeah, I appreciate you coming back, doubling back to the job, and you know what I'm
It's
saying.
not a
doing this
problem,
for-
man.
for
It's
real,
not a
for real.
problem. It's not a problem.
So the my platform, the channel, is geared towards young men and women, specifically black young men and women. They coming into the industry, and I know when I started I was 24. I'm 40. I'm 44. I'll be 45 this year. When I started, I was ripping and running. I wasn't as big as you, but I did rip and run, and I ain't had no vision in sight. I just jumped into being from Florida. You being from Louisiana, you knew about the boats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. I just jumped into it. So, if I had somebody, back in 2004, YouTube wasn't nowhere near around.
Right.
So I had to learn the hard way, coming from being in a predominantly black from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Going into meeting Coonan, Cajun men. You know what I'm saying?
That's us, man. That's
yeah,
us,
yeah,
man.
yeah. But no, not the brothers. I'm talking about them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
night and day.
Mhm.
A lot of times I wanted to, I bulked up, I bucked, I fought, I argued, all that stuff, and I wasted a lot of time. So
That's what it is. A waste of time.
it's a waste of time.
We shouldn't get up as men. We shouldn't get up angry every morning. We shouldn't get up aggravated and grouchy and everything like that. And I don't get up that way. I get up every morning. Every morning I get up, get dressed for work, and then I wake my wife up so she can come run and bring me to work. But I am guaranteed to kiss my wife and tell her I love her. As soon as, I'll wake her up, I help her raise up, I give her a hug, kiss her, and tell her I love her. And we get up. She get up and she come bring me to work, and then she come back home and she gets back in the bed.
Yeah. So with that, right? Anything you want to give to the young men and women, because I do have a few of them that they reached out to me, and we working with each other. They call me frequently, and I give them game. And lately, sometimes, I'm again, this is for me, but I'm sharing it with them. So what actually what you just said was powerful. But what would you like to give to the young black man, black woman, or young man, woman?
Be positive. Be positive. It's no need in us inserting so much negative energy. We don't need to be have so much aggression. Why? If a man, and I get this a lot from women, if I hold the door, I'm a gentleman first. I'm 51 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a gentleman. So if I open the door for a woman, I'm not looking for anything from you. That's just the way I was raised.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be courteous. And we need to, have that standard, that principle. Be kind and courteous to one another. And really mean it, because it's nothing to say that and then turn around and do something else. The cliche, one day you're here, the next day you're gone. You done lost somebody, you done lost a family member, and the first thing you say is, oh, we need to stop. We need to learn how to get along, and then you turn around and you start mess, the next day or whatever with somebody else. I mean, it don't pay.
Yeah.
It don't pay. You're not gonna get nowhere with that. We need to stop being so against each other, and we really, really, really need to mean it.
Yeah.
It's no need in fighting against each other. If somebody's trying to help you, let them extend their hand.
Yeah.
Take the help. If they're trying to guide you, if they're trying to give you advice.
Yeah, man.
We don't need to always shoot from the hip. Rah, 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 rah. So, rah, rah, all the time. it's no need for it, and we need to get back to that. That's what we need to get back to.
Yeah.
Respecting each other.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with, you know, respecting each other. It's nothing wrong with it. And I mean, and I stand on that. 10 toes. I stand on that. You know, love, respect, appreciation. You know, being confident. All of that. You know, but being positive, being happy.
Yeah.
It's no need in walking around here being, you know, looking for something, you know, wrong with somebody, going for bad. It's and I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it, and it's us. It's always us, man.
Especially on the boats. So y'all want to know how we tying this in to that? Is everything this gentleman just said is what y'all running into out there, but you gotta change your mindset. So that's what this is about. I thank you, sir. I got my hand. I thank you.
All right, man. I appreciate you, AP.
Yeah, man. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. Whoever this made an impact on, because I believe it will. It will touch somebody. And I
hope so.
Yeah, y'all. It's not even a hope. It's gonna hit something. It's gonna hit.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna hit
yes,
something.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It's gonna hit somebody. So thank y'all for tuning in. And Mr. Chris, man, I appreciate your time, man. We over and out, y'all.
Not a problem.
Oh, kick some shout outs, man.
Man, keep believing. Go check me out at Sean Christopher 1105. That's my IG handle. I would really appreciate it. And just shout out to my family, you know, shout out especially to my wife that's always holding me down.
Holding it down.
You know, my kids, you know, thank God that they're beautiful kids, wonderful kids.
Shout out.
They always, you know, right there by my side, you know, and we have a close relationship.
That's great.
You know, and shout out to God, man.
Big
know,
time.
It's
Big
always there when you need him. You
For
know?
sure.
So yeah, and I'm growing.
Yeah.
I'm growing. I want to get my platform. I really do. But it's just some things that, you know, I know I need to get together. Consistency. And of course, I'm a little nervous in this interview because I ain't never been on no damn by this camera. You know? But yeah, man.
You did great, man.
Yeah,
You did
man.
great, man.
I appreciate it.
You did
You know.
great, bro. When you take me back, I thought you was like the questions and the conversation. I felt like you had never did it before. I was like, shit, that Joker ready.
Nah, I had never did it before, man. You know, this is my first time ever being in front of the camera. So, like I said, you know, I was a little nervous, a little jittery, but you know, man, shout out to everybody.
Everybody, man.
Just, you know, love on each other, man. Be positive and be respectful towards your neighbor.
For sure, man. All right, thanks y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. The Maritime Industry 904, and soon as my dog get his platform, you know I'm gonna plug him in, and I know he gonna return the favor, because even if I gotta come to Louisiana and come in and help you build your platform, I got you. And I'm saying it on TV, so that's my word.
Again, Sean Christopher 1105 is my IG handle.
Yeah. All right, later y'all. Over and out.